So be it. We're starting again on another Sunday. This is our Sunday sunrise sermon, and today we're looking at ancient texts of wisdom, focusing on friendship and how to endure faithful wounds from a friend that we can see in Proverbs chapter 27 and 6, Proverbs chapter 27 and 6. And this is going to get us to our text, which is Proverbs 27 and 6. And I'm going to read this from the New Living Translation. And jump on in here and follow along with me if you can. It's from the New Living Translation. This says, "Wounds from a sincere friend are better than many kisses from an enemy." Wounds from a sincere friend are better than many kisses from an enemy. All right? And that's from the New Living Translation. And I want to give it to you right here from the New King James, right? The New King James, which we're using as a basis for this as well. The New King James says, "Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful." Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. And so here we go. There's what the New Living Translation says is the sincere friends, tough love, and what the New King James Version calls the faithful wounds of a friend, compared with the kisses of an enemy, whether it be a multitude of kisses or it be the depth of deception of those kisses. Keep that in mind, right? And that's part of what we're going to have to look at when we talk about this. And so take this into consideration. The wounds of a friend don't always come packaged nicely and neatly how we like them. Can we stay right there for a moment? They don't come in an easy to open and unpack setup and all that. Sometimes the wounds of a friend hit hard. And yeah, we say tough love, but when we're talking about it and dealing with it, the wounds of a friend can come upon us and really jerk us around, shake us up a bit, and mess us up, because when we're talking about the wounds of a friend, we're talking about someone taking the time out to tell us where and how we're wrong. And sometimes we don't want to hear it. Sometimes we don't want to deal with it. Sometimes we don't like the way it sounds. Sometimes we don't feel like it put us in the best light, and it comes off as mean and malicious and vicious and venomous. And who do they think they are to tell me something like that and talk to me like that? And stop for a minute. Go back to the New Living Translation. It said, of a sincere friend. It wasn't talking about somebody that didn't half know you. It didn't talk about someone who didn't know you from Adam. It was talking about the wounds of a sincere friend. When they're a real friend, they'll really tell you the truth and put you in your place, and that should be okay if they're a real friend. If they're a true friend and they're a friend indeed, then you should be able to accept that your friend is telling you the truth about how you're not quite doing things orderly and in a manner that's good enough. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, because a friend's going to tell you, hey, man, look, that thing back there, you were out of line, bro. You need to check yourself. That was out of line. That was not cool. And we know that. We know how that goes. And so faithful are the wounds of a friend, because when we look at this, this is how we should be getting down. This is how we should be looking at this. When they're a sincere friend, a faithful friend, they're coming at us and sharing with us what should be constructive criticism. And if we can start by accepting the constructive criticism, we're off to a good start. Secondly, we better assume good intentions. If someone's taking the time out to critique us and tell us, hey, man, I heard you, I felt you, but man, there's another way to go about that. If we can assume good intentions, then we can accept the criticism and possibly move forward in a way that makes things feel a whole lot better for a lot of people involved. But if we're going to accept the tough love, we need to assume that it is love indeed. We need to assume that their intentions are good and they want the best for us. Otherwise, they wouldn't spend the time sharing and they wouldn't bother with us about it, right? Because remember, look at this. What occurs before verse 6 is right here in the New Living Translation. Open rebuke is better than hidden love. Someone openly telling you, hey, man, this isn't working for you. This isn't panning out. This isn't happening for you. That's better than hidden love, according to the New Living Translation, Proverbs 27:5. So you've got to accept the constructive criticism, assume good intentions, and as well ask clarifying questions. So when you say that, you mean to say that I'm doing this, and when I do this, I'm not at my best. I'm not presenting my best self. Yeah, something's off, bro. Something's wrong. Ask clarifying questions. Well, when do you see me begin to shift and change into something else? And what's going on here? How do you think I could rephrase that? How do you think I could restate that? How do you think I can approach that differently to where I'm not coming off that way? Right? Ask questions to get further understanding about what this person is saying to you to help you. That's all. And finally, apply beneficial changes. Right? The beauty of what I like about Bible study is we get into this thing, we get into this text, we get into some talking points, but what's instrumental is the takeaway. When we have the part that we can apply, when we have the part that's the life application, and we're sitting there and we're saying, boom, hey, you need to do this because you've heard that. Our beliefs should be building up and getting us in our behavior in a manner to where our behavior is influenced by our beliefs. And when we do that, then we're in another place. We're doing things differently. And we're enduring that tough love to get to that other place. We're going through everything that tough love takes us through to get to that other place and be different. There's nothing wrong with accepting tough love from a sincere and faithful friend. What's wrong is when we get puffed up And our egos get all twisted up when we think that these so-called friends are telling us how good we are, but never telling us to fix it, to fix whatever's going on with us and whatever's happening with us. That's what's not good. And if we're going to make some changes need to happen within us in order for us to get with ourselves and to real introspection and get to where we can try to figure out, what do I need to do to be the best me in this situation? What do I need to do to present my best authentic self in this situation? What do I need to do to stop all the madness and keep going forward and progressing as a faithful Christian and a good friend? The best way to be a good friend is to keep sharing and keeping your other friend accountable. Accountability isn't something that we're talking about a lot. And if we're not talking about it a lot, then we shouldn't expect to see a lot of it among our friends and family and those that we hang out with, especially if we're not talking about it. If we want to see more accountability, then we need to become more obvious and just outright blatant about, hey, this one is to demonstrate and point out that we're taking accountability for our actions, for our thoughts, for our deeds, all of that right now. If you have someone that you can trust and talk to, check in with them and see if they'll be your accountability partner and hold your feet to the fire and keep you on the right path. But what we don't want to do is have someone just hanging out with us and telling us everything's okay when they know that we need to be put in check, when they know that we need to be told, hey man, fix this, otherwise you're going to have a bigger problem down the road. You can endure the wounds of a friend, especially when they're a faithful and sincere friend. That other stuff is just messy. That other stuff will mess you up and mess your mind up. And so test everything by the Spirit. Is this person coming at you with, as I said, with the second point, with good intentions? And after asking questions to clarify things, are there some beneficial changes that you can apply immediately and make this different? But you're always going to do best by assuming good intentions and starting by accepting constructive criticism. Put on your big boy pants. Tighten up your belt. And because you need to hear it, and you need to hear it from a friend. Hey, this is just one way to look at it, right? It's just one way to look at it. I say your best option is to see it this way, that faithful are the wounds of a friend. They'll do you good down the road, and they'll do you good if you can accept it and take it without feeling like someone's dogging you out. God bless.